Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen Amma ba'du fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we are going to discuss lesson number 10. Let's start our lesson. The first point is read this lesson both ways, Rawa as well as with Hijje. Rawa means without spelling and Hijje means with spelling. For example, if I read this word as Qaf, Alif, Zabar, Qa, La, Zabar, La, Qala, I'm actually reading this letter with spelling, this word with spelling. And if I read this word without spelling like Qala, this is called Rama. Okay, this is main difference between Rama and Hijje. Rama means without spelling and Hijje means with spelling. Second point is this lesson comprises all the previous lessons. Okay, this lesson comprises all the previous lessons. So you can say this lesson is actually practical of all lessons you have learned in previous days. For example, we have learned in lesson 1 about Huroof Mufradat. In second lesson we have learned about Huroof Murakkabat. In third or fourth lesson we have learned about similar sound letters. Similarly, we have learned about harakat, zabar zir and pesh are called harakat, double zabar, double zir and double pesh are called tanween. And we have learned also about madda letters, vertical harakat and letters of Leen. So you are supposed to apply all those rules you have learned in previous lessons in this lesson. Okay, apply all the rules, practice the recognition of letters thoroughly and spell them out correctly, especially Huroof Mustaliya. We have learned in chapter 1 about Huroof Mustaliya. Mustaliya letters are always pronounced in a dense, in a deep, thick tone, and Mustaliya letters are 7 in number. This is the abbreviation of Mustaliya letters. Next point is while doing Hijje, join every letter to the letter coming before. For example, Mim, Waw, Zabar, Maw, Dad, Waw, Pesh, Du. Now I am supposed to join this letter with the letter coming before. Mawdu, Ain, Zabara. Similarly again, Mawdu'a. Okay, join every letter to the letter coming before. Ta, Du, Peshtun, Mawdu'atun. In this way. So let's start our practice. Listen to me carefully and repeat after me, because practice makes a man perfect. Qaf, Alif, Zabar, Qa, Lam, Zabar, La, Qala. Here we can see, if as we have learned in previous lessons, that if Zabar comes before Alif, then you will call it as Alif Madda. Okay, and we have learned that you are supposed, we need to stretch Madda letters equal to 1 second. Okay, Madda letters will always be stretched equal to 1 second. So we will not pronounce this word as Qala. Okay, stretch it equal to 1 second. Qala, in this way. Similarly, here we can see Zabar comes before Alif, and Madda, Alif Madda again will be pronounced equal to 1 second. Sad, Zir, Si, Ra, Alif, Zabar, Ra, Sira, Ta, Zabar, Ta, Sirata. Sad is from Mustaliya letters, Ta is also from Mustaliya letters. Ra will be pronounced in a thick tone, because we have learned if Ra has Fatha and Dhamma on it, then Ra will be pronounced in a thick tone, and Ra will be stretched equal to 1 Alif, because 1 second, because Zabar comes before Alif. Okay, next word is Ha, Khada, Zabar, Ha, Zal, Alif, Zabar, Za, Ha, Za. Madda letter, Khada Zabar, Khada Zir and Ulta Pesh are actually Madda letters. Okay, you can say this khada zabar is actually alif madda. So you need to stretch khada zabar equal to 1 second, just like madda letters. Okay, here we can see zabar comes before alif, so you can say this is actually alif madda. Similarly, you need to stretch khada zabar just like madda letters. Okay, hadha, in this way. Zal, khada zabar za, lam, zerli, zali, kaf, zabar ka, zalika. Kaf will be pronounced in a thin tone. Okay, kaf, alif, zabar ka, noon, wow, peshnu, kanu. Okay, again we can see if pesh comes before waw sakina, then waw madda will be done. Okay, so you also need to stretch waw equal to 1 second. Okay, this is actually waw sakina. We have learned if this sign comes at any letter, then you will call that letter as sakina. Here we can see is jazm is actually placed above waw, so you can say this waw is actually waw sakina, not simple waw. So kanu, alif madda and waw madda. Qaf, alif, zabar qa, lam, waw, peshlu, qalu, lam, zabar la, ha, ulta pesh hu, lahu. This is ulta pesh, which also will be stretched equal to 1 second. Khada zabar, khada zer and ulta pesh are stretched equal to 1 second, just like madda letters. Okay, sin, waw, zabar saw, fa, zabar fa, saw fa. This is actually waw leen, because we have learned that if zabar comes before waw sakina, then waw will be converted into waw leen, and we have learned that leen letters waw leen or ya leen are pronounced without stretching and without sudden pausing, or you can say without sudden jerk. So saufa, okay, saufa, in this way. Qaf, waw, zabar qaw, lam, do peshlun, qawlun. Again, this is waw leen. Fa, ya, zer fi, ha, zer hi, fi. This is ya madda. Noon, waw, peshnu, ha, ya, zer hi, nuhi, ha, zer hi, nuhi. Ha and ha are from similar sound letters, so make clear difference between ha and ha. Ha is pronounced from bottom part of throat and ha is pronounced from middle part of throat. And here we can see waw madda, so you need to stretch it equal to 1 second. Ba, zer bi, ha, khada zer hi, bihi, lam, ya, zabar lay, sin, zabar sa, laysa. Sin will be pronounced with whistle like high pitched sound, and here you can see if zabar comes before ya is sakina, then ya will be converted into ya leen, and you don't need to stretch, not jerk. Okay, ya leen and waw leen will not be stretched and sudden jerked. Okay, waw leen and ya leen will be pronounced without stretching and without sudden pausing. Okay, without sudden jerk. Ba, ya, zabar bay, noon, zabarna, bayna. Again we can see ya leen here. Ain, zabar a, zal, alif, zabar za, ada, ba, do, zabar ban, adaban. We have learned that if alif comes after tanween, alif or ya, then alif or ya will not be spelled. Okay. Adaban. Here we can see alif madda. Mim zabar ma. Ta alif zabar ta. Mata. Ain do zabar an. Mata an alif madda. Ta zabar ta. Ghain zabar gha. طغى. طا and ghain are from مصطلح letters. شين زبرشة. كاف واو بيشكو. شكو. را دو زبرا. شكورا. غين زبرغا. فا واو بيشفو. غفو. را دو زبرا. غفورا. غفورا. دال ألف زبر دا. واو उल्टा पेश वो. दाऊ. दाल जबरदा. दाऊदा. खा वाव जबर खाऊ. फा दो जेर फिन. खाउफिन. या वाव जबर याव. मीम दो जेर मिन. यौमिन. قاف या जेर की. लाम जबर ला. कीला. हा या जेर ही. लाम जबर ला. हीला. را पेश रू. सीन पेश सु. रुसु. लाम जेर ली. रुसुली. हा खड़ा जेर ही. रुसुली ही. रा जबर रा. सीन वाव पेश सु. रसू. लाम जेर ली. रसूली. हा खड़ा जेर ही. rasulihi. Hamza Zir I. We have learned that if any harakat or jazm comes on alif, then you will call alif as Hamza. Alif will not remain alif. Alif will be converted into Hamza. Okay. Hamza Zir I. Lam Ya Zabar Lay. Ilay. हा जेर ही. इलैहि. ऐन जबर आ. लाम या जबर लै. अलै. हा जेर ही. अलैहि. صاد जबर सा. वाव अलिफ जबर वा. सवा. बा दो जबर बन. सवाबन. Swad will be pronounced with whistle and in a thick tone because swad is from Mustalia letters as well as from Safiria letters. Mim zabar ma. Hamza khada zabar a. Ma a. Ba do zabar ban. Ma a ban. Swad zabar sa. Lam khada zabar la. صلاة. تا دو زبرتن. صلاة. زا زبر زا. كاف كرا زبر كا. زكا. تا دو زبرتن. زكاة. را زبر را. سين واو پیش سو. رسو. لام دو زيل. رسول. ميم حا زبر مح. فا واو پیش فو. محفو. ظا دو زير rin. محفوظ. अब ये ظا is from Mustalia letters, so ظا will be pronounced in a thick tone. Okay. Mim zabar ma. Qaf alif ज़बर क़ा, मक़ा, मीम पेश मुँह, मक़ामु, हा उल्टा पेश हू, मक़ामुहू, खा ज़ेर खी, ता खड़ा ज़बर ता, खिता, मीम पेश मुँह, खितामु, हा उल्टा पेश हू, खितामुहू।